I visited Thailand many times over the years, but on this afternoon, I found myself somewhere completely new. Tucked away in Bangkok's On Nut district sits Wat Mahabut, home to the famous Mae Nak Shrine.
So nice.
I came here because it was Visakha Bucha Day, one of the most important days in the Buddhist calendar.
Yeah.
At that moment though, I knew very little about what I was about to experience. I simply picked up my camera and started walking. The first thing I noticed wasn't the temple, it was the people. Families wandered around quietly between market stalls, buying lotus flowers, incense and candles. Nobody seemed rushed, nobody raised their voice. There was a quietness about the afternoon that was impossible to ignore. Everything being sold had a purpose. Nothing felt commercial. The flowers would become offerings, the incense would soon fill the air, the candles would later become part of a ceremony I'd never experienced before. Visakha Bucha Day commemorates 3 moments in the life of the Buddha: his birth, his enlightenment, and his passing into nirvana. Across Thailand, people visit temples to make merit, pray, reflect, and spend time with their families. Watching everyone arrive, I realised this wasn't a festival in the way I'd imagined. It was something much quieter and much more personal. As more people arrived, everyone quietly removed their shoes before entering the shrine. It was a simple gesture, but sometimes the smallest traditions say the most. One thing that really stood out: the trees wrapped in thousands of colourful ribbons. At first, I had no idea what they meant. Later, I learned that many visitors tie these ribbons while offering prayers, asking for blessings or returning to give thanks after the wishes have been answered. Every ribbon represented somebody's story, somebody's hope, somebody's gratitude. Inside the shrine, people knelt before the Buddha in silence. Some carefully placed donations, others gently pressed tiny sheets of gold leaf onto the Buddha image. Each movement was slow, deliberate, respectful. Nobody appeared to be performing for anybody else. These were deeply personal moments of faith. Throughout the afternoon, I kept seeing the same 3 things: lotus flowers, incense, candles. Each one carried its own meaning: purity, respect, wisdom. Simple objects carrying centuries of tradition. Eventually, I found myself joining everyone else. Holding flowers, incense and a candle, I walked slowly around the shrine 3 times. This ceremony, known as Rian Tan, honours the Buddha, his teachings and the Buddhist community. I didn't need to understand every detail to appreciate what was happening. Sometimes simply taking part is enough to feel connected. As the afternoon unfolded, the skies suddenly opened. The rain was relentless, yet nobody seemed concerned. People simply continued the day's traditions with quiet patience. Watching the rain fall across the temple grounds, I couldn't help feel that it somehow suited the spirit of the day. Within the shrine are several unusual displays connected to the legend of Mae Nak, one of Thailand's most famous folk stories. For first-time visitors, they certainly catch your attention. There was even a group of volunteers giving free haircuts. You might see them unusual at first, but it fitted the spirit of the day. In Buddhism, generosity and helping others are important ways of making merit. This was a community service happening right in the middle of the temple. As the candles floated gently across the water, the atmosphere remained calm and respectful. It was another quiet expression of faith, reflection, and hope. As I stepped back into the streets of Bangkok, the rain continued to fall. What began as a quiet afternoon with my camera became something far more meaningful. Sometimes travel isn't about seeing more places. It's about slowing down long enough to fully understand them.